Paris. Nazi country.
That's where Papa is, so that's where we're going.
We can find him. Together.
I may have an assignment suitable for two Nazi killers such as yourselves.
Stewardesses. Just enjoy life for a second, Jess.
Wolfenstein Youngblood releases on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 26. And if you can't wait, stop by our E3 booth to play this week. Thank you. And now, I'd like to welcome to the stage my dear friends from Arcane Lyon, who worked with us on these two Wolfenstein games, Dinga and Sebastian.
We love you too.
Hi, I'm Dinga Bakaba, and game director at Arcane Lyon.
Bonsoir, I'm Sébastien Mitton, art director in the same studio.
So, along with partnering with our good friends at Machine Games on Wolfenstein, we've been working on other projects at Arcane Lyon. And tonight, we're excited to announce our latest first-person action game. It's something innovative, stylish, and different from anything we've done before.
Let me begin by saying bienvenue to the frozen island of Black Reef. This is a place of mystery, where looks can kill. The game takes place during what we say in French is a période de folie, a time of madness.
And now that we've given you a small taste of the world, let us introduce you to our two deadly rivals, Colt and Juliana.
This place isn't a paradise. It's a prison. Out here, we're trapped.
We're free.
In this endless, eternal cycle.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Got nowhere to hide.
My life's purpose is on this island.
And I can't let this go on any longer. The more days I repeat,
The longer that I'm out here,
the more certain I am
of what I have to do. The only way to protect the cycle
the only way to break this cycle is to kill you. Time is on my side.
Deathloop combines a mind-bending story with meticulously designed levels, and of course, Arcane signature gameplay that lets you approach every situation any way you like. Because in the endless clash between these two extraordinary assassins, how you play is up to you.
Plus, I think it's really fucking cool. Excuse my French.
Yeah, maybe maybe you should have said that in French, actually.
Maybe not.
But it's also pretty fucking true. Because we will take you on a trip unlike any other, and we really hope that you enjoy the ride.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
It's a wonderful way to get away from all the pressures in life.
I think the sense of community has really helped me as a person because I'm typically very isolated.
It's definitely very confidence building.
It's brought me out of my shell and stopped being an introvert.
I could be a hero and do all these things.
You find really creative, really fun, really talented people.
Meet people who are in my group that I've only known as a character.
Probably made more friends online than I have in real life.
The games that you bring out just helps people, honestly.
My parents were refugees from the Vietnam War, which is why I'm also fascinated by elements of war.
Playing these games just kind of put me out of the worry and the stress.
I was in a dark place for a while, and I told myself I wasn't going to be there anymore. And so now the only dark places that I'm allowed to go are in dungeons and ESO.
Just being someone who is LGBT, it's nice to be able to sit down and play these games and feel accepted for who I am.
It's really nice to see that their storyline has some sort of emotional effect on me as a player.
And I just really admire the creativity that goes into the process of making these big worlds with these amazing stories.
Building these fantastic worlds and telling these stories comes from a passion to deliver the very best experiences for our players. Hi, I'm James Altman, Director of Publishing at Bethesda.
And I'm Robert Duffy, Chief Technology Officer at id Software. Tonight we have some exciting new technology to show you that can dramatically improve gaming for millions.
So for the past 2 decades, we've approached game development not by looking at what is possible today, but with a vision of what can be possible tomorrow. And at Bethesda, we're proud of our legacy of innovation, where again and again we've changed the industry. We were the first to use physics-based engines for sports games. We were groundbreakers with Go Anywhere, Do Anything, open world RPGs. We are the inventors of the first-person shooter, which is now the world's most popular form of gaming. We are pioneers in downloadable content and the first to bring mods to consoles. And actually, since we first brought mods to consoles in 2016, there have been 1 billion mod downloads for Fallout and Skyrim. We, of course, developed the first commercially viable VR technology revealed in our E3 booth in 2012. Yes, that is the original VR headset held together by tape and worn by our very own Tim Willits. And of course, we are well known as developers of best-in-class engine technology with our IDTech engine. Innovation and creativity is in our DNA, and all of these advances were done with one goal in mind: to improve player experiences. So tonight, we have exciting new technology to announce.
We're going to show you the results of years of research and development.
And of course, we are well known as developers of best-in-class engine technology with our IDTech engine.
Cutting-edge game engine-based technology we've developed.
Orion is a tremendous breakthrough in streaming technology. It is our name for a group of patented technologies that optimize game engines for performance in a cloud environment. Orion can work with any game engine and will improve player experiences no matter which game you're playing or whether you're streaming on Stadia, on xCloud, or another streaming platform. So, how does Orion work?
The exciting game streaming services you've been hearing so much about have largely focused on hardware solutions to address the complex challenges of streaming. There's a lot of words. We used our expertise in developing game engine software and took a different approach. By incorporating Orion technology at the game engine level, we're able to stream game content up to 20% faster per frame, leading to a dramatic reduction in latency. In addition, an Orion-enabled game can stream with up to 40% lower bandwidth. And happily, for game developers, Orion technology is easy to integrate with your game build with our SDK.
But what does that mean for you? It means that streaming games will be faster and better with Orion. And Orion substantially reduces the cost of streaming for players and for publishers. So it won't matter if your friends and family are sucking up all the bandwidth or if you live far away from a data center. With Orion, you'll still be able to stream your game at max settings.
Now, as with any new computer technology, one must ask the question, can it play Doom?
Good question. Can it stream an unrelenting, fluid, first-person shooter with native 4K resolution at 60 frames per second? Let's see.
I'd like to introduce Shale Williams, tech specialist from id Software, who is showing you just that here live on stage.
So Shale is streaming an Orion-enabled Doom 2016 right now to that mobile device. As you can see, there is no reduction in visual fidelity. That's Doom at 60 frames per second without perceptible latency. And we want you all to experience this powerful streaming technology yourself as we test and refine it. So for a chance to be among the first in the world to stream Doom 2016 for free, all you need to do is join the Doom Slayers Club by registering at slayersclub.com tonight. Because everybody could use a little more Doom in their lives.
And we'll see you in hell.
What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. It is written. It is their time to give penance. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
That was awesome. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Marty Stratton, the executive producer of Doom Eternal.
And I'm
Thank you.
And I'm Hugo Martin, the game's creative director.
As you just saw, we're not just building a world for Doom, it's an entire universe. Earth is on the brink of annihilation. It's being consumed by demons, and your crusade to save it will take you across dimensions to locations never seen before in Doom, from heaven and hell to the Sentinel homeworld and beyond.
Yeah. There is so much to see and discover, but Doom is first and foremost about gameplay, and Doom Eternal promises to be the ultimate power fantasy. The fun comes from mastering the experience because you are the Doom Slayer, the strongest, fastest demon killer in existence, and nothing can stand in your way.
Absolutely. Of course, the challenge in Doom is all about handcrafted combat, but also engaging level design. And in Doom Eternal, the game always has something new to throw at you, even deep into the campaign. Let's take a look.
Thanks. You know, it's so important to us at id Software that every aspect of the gameplay has real meaning to you, the player. Every enemy is different, every weapon has a purpose, and every decision you make really counts. The only path to victory in Doom Eternal is to aggressively control the fight with amazing agility, powerful guns, and critical resources.
That's right. I'll tell you, we absolutely can't wait for you to play it. And some of you won't have to wait too long. If you are lucky enough to be in the room tonight, you'll have a chance to play it immediately following the show. And for those not here, but at E3 this week, we'll have Doom Eternal playable in the Bethesda booth all week.
Yeah. But enough talk. Let's see how it all comes together and watch as this perfect killing machine goes to work.
Charting a flight path to Mars. Calculating thrust vectors. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Approaching planetary entry phase. Prepare for turbulence.
Thanks.
All right.
That was classic. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks. We're so excited because the gameplay that you just saw is just a piece of what you're going to play this week at E3. Yeah. But I bet a lot of you are wondering, when do we get to play Doom Eternal at our home?
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer. Not quite tomorrow. But Doom Eternal will release on November 22nd. We're very excited about that, and we've got something really special for Doom fans. An amazing collector's edition we're really proud of.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an actual helmet. Yeah, you could wear that thing.
This guy's already got it.
That's right.
Already a badass.
He's already got one on.
All right, well, we've got one more thing we know that you've been waiting to hear about. Our totally new Doom multiplayer experience. We call it Battle Mode. We've been developing this in-house at id, and it's unlike anything you've played before.
Yeah, we've been so pumped at id to share this with you. This is pure Doom, but with your friends, where 2 player-controlled demons take on 1 fully loaded Slayer in a fight to the death. This is a first-person fighter, where it's demon strategy versus Slayer skill.
You know, we can't wait because we know you'll love the different play styles of the various demons because each has unique movement, attacks, and abilities.
They can even spawn AI demons to control the battlefield and help you take down the Slayer. It's strategic, competitive, and it's a ton of fun. And we can't wait to share more details with you this year at QuakeCon.
That's right, a lot more to share at QuakeCon. But before we go, we do want to take a first look at Doom Eternal's new multiplayer. On behalf of our amazing team at id in Dallas and Frankfurt, Germany, we want to thank you all so much for your support.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Fight. Demon health critical. Slayer health critical. Slayer killed. Round 2. Demon summon. Final round. Fight.
Another round of applause, please, for Marty Hugo and all of our presenters tonight. And for everyone at our studios around the globe that have worked so hard on the great games you've seen tonight, we say thank you. 2019 marks 25 years of Doom. So to celebrate, we will be going all out with Doom at QuakeCon this summer. We're adding a whole host of panels and activities dedicated to Doom, which we call DoomCon. Yeah, see what we did there? We took out the Quake and put Doom. We hope you can come hang out with us in Dallas at our inaugural event in London. If you can't, please tune in online. Until then, go to Bethesda.net for more info on all the games you saw tonight. If you're here at E3 this week, we'll have hands-on with many of our games, so be sure to stop by our booth. In the meantime, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and thanks to all of you for being part of the Bethesda community. Have a great night.
At Bethesda, we're in the business of creating heroes. 超クールな敵もね。
But the true hero is you.
It's like we hand you this malleable clay and you do these extraordinary things that we never could have imagined. We get to build these worlds and these communities, and you all come in and you play and you bring these worlds that we create to life.
You help us build richer worlds.
みんなのおかげで助かってます。You add meaning to everything we do.
We are glad you're here.
We're so glad you're here.
To the heroes. ヒーローたちに乾杯
To the heroes.
À la vôtre.
Shit, I don't have a drink.
To you.
When I tell you to jump, you say how. Now I need you to jump. So what what you like.
That was Bethesda's BE3. I'm back here in the studio, and we've got another about hour and a half of content for you guys with a lot of great games coming by to tell you more about everything happening here at E3. But right now, we've got our panel reacting to all things Bethesda with Stephen Kenny and Boogie. So, guys, we talked a little bit beforehand about what we expected. A couple surprise announcements, new games. Stephen, what was your overall impression of how Bethesda did today?
I think they handled the Fallout 76 situation pretty well, with Todd Howard acknowledging that they had messed up and then offering the kind of improvements people are looking for. It's a little weird for people to be cheering, hey, we just get human NPCs, but this is what people wanted from the game, and it's a healthy recipe. Give people what they want at this point. So I think they handled that situation positively.
Yep, so that was, I said that was kind of, something they had to address. And then a lot of other games, Todd didn't show Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6, but we got a couple new games. And we got that Deathloop game from Arcane, which looks pretty badass, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, you got to understand, I'm coming from playing Where's Waldo for the NES, so that's it's only up from here for Bethesda for me.
Bethesda game, right?
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. I played it 2 days ago. I was shocked and appalled.
Oh, come on, really?
No, I know. I played it 2 days ago. Yeah, it was terrible, but I loved it. So I was really looking forward to what they had to announce today. And there's a huge emphasis on co-op, it seems.
Yep.
Like I felt Fallout with I saw it right when I saw the fire. I was like, oh man, they're going VR.
Yeah.
They're going VR.
Yeah.
And everyone, Boogie Woogie's like, no, they're not. There's no way they are. Indeed, they did.
Yep.
And then even with Doom, they're doing the battle mode here. We can be Mancubus, my all-time favorite.
Yep.
Like this is exciting. I love the flamethrower Predator cannon. This is all good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to everything that they have in Tokyo. What was it called again?
Ghostwire.
Ghostwire.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what they're going to do with it, but to me, when I see that, it looks like an episode of Arrow mixed with Infamous.
Yeah.
And if they go that route, I loved Infamous. I love Arrow. I love Stephen Amell. It looks like win-win for me.
No, and
the presentation was awesome.
Yeah, stage looked cool. And again, both those new games, just kind of CG concept trailers, but they're brand new IPs. And Bethesda, out of all the publishers, I feel like every year they always have like new stuff. And you look at Xbox, where I don't think Xbox announced any new IP throughout their press conference, in terms of at least their first-party studios.
No.
And it's like Bethesda continually sort of seems to at least push on like new things that they're doing.
And that was what was really interesting about the show is obviously they talk about the obvious stuff like Fallout 76, and Elder Scrolls Online and Elder Scrolls Legends, which is actually a very good card game. Coming from somebody who's obsessed with card games, Legends is good.
Yeah.
But they really did surprise us with some new concepts and some new IPs, and they definitely show that they continue to believe in the single-player experience, the PC gaming experience, the console experience. So even though I feel like this show focused a lot more on mobile than your average gamer would want, kind of E3 show or would want, there's still plenty of stuff there for everybody.
And it's that crazy new Orion thing to like shoot mobile, I guess.
For someone that gets hyped for games and announcements, to hear a lot of mobile and the announcement of Orion and the in-depth announcement of Orion.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of it. You know what I mean? But I can understand the importance of it and how it might help gamers who stream, who play online, and such and so forth. So I mean, I get it.
Commander Keen, it looked like, or something like that.
Yeah, some sort of spin-off there. I mean, we have seen a lot of trailers today, both the Xbox conference and the Bethesda one, where we don't actually see the game.
Right.
And I feel like we've been seeing more of the game in recent press conferences, at recent E3s, and this year might be a little bit of a regression.
No,
more
it's
to the
a
concept trailer.
progressive point, because I think Xbox, I don't think there were no live demos in Xbox at all, right? And I was expecting at least like a lengthy Gears campaign demo.
Right.
Doom, we got a little bit of a playthrough, but you're right, there has been a little bit of it. And I face that a little bit with Game Awards sometimes. We don't do a lot of demos, and one of the things people like at E3 is like, oh, you're going to get 15 minutes of The Last of Us or something. And you're right, here it felt like, especially Xbox too, not a lot of in-depth demos. And even these two new Bethesda games, they're CG kind of concept trailers, which get you excited and are not bad, but you're right. It's like, what's the game?
And I guess the thinking back at it on the industry level, because we do a lot of that reporting on Kotaku, it is very stressful for development teams to make playable demos for E3.
Right.
So this may be masking the positive of the teams not being pushed as hard just to meet the kind of arbitrary deadline of E3 to put together a demo of a game that isn't truly complete yet. So that would be, I guess, the positive way of thinking about it. But it is hard to suss out what some of these games actually are.
It is a plan that still works, though. I mean, obviously, Death Stranding, I still am really not sure what I'm doing in that game, but I know
It's all
I'm
by
going to buy
design,
it, right?
right?
So,
And I think the stuff that was ready, and you're sitting here with me, is like, you're saying to me, you're tapping me on the shoulder. I bet it's going to be ready tomorrow. And sure enough, they're releasing demos. They're releasing free-to-play models tomorw.
Right.
Yeah, I bet if you can play Doom today, as soon as
I want to get my
over,
hands on Doom.
Yeah, and of course,
right
it's
now,
available to
yeah.
play it. They showed a lot of gameplay stuff. I think anything that is ready and ready to go, and what they feel confident in the player playing and trying, it's all there for you. So I was really happy with what they produced today. I think it was a good presentation.
Yeah, no, I mean, Doom was a big finish. And again, this was a year where, we kind of knew most of the stuff they were going to talk about compared to last year. It's like, yes, a couple new projects announced, but didn't see those games. They're not going to be up for Best of Show or anything, right? I mean, it's like they're just kind of, CG pieces. And even like, Wolf Youngblood, I mean, that's coming out in a couple months, right? So it's like they have a lot of, I mean, it's been a prolific year for Bethesda with Rage 2 just coming out. They have a lot of games kind of up and active right now, but still added some new ones.
And I did say I wanted a humbled Bethesda.
Yeah.
And I do feel like they don't want to overpromise right now.
Right.
Like they're going to show you a CG trailer and that's it. And we're not going to run the risk of showing you something.
But no
we're
release
not
dates on any of
completely
those, I don't think, right?
No.
It's just like coming sometime in the future.
I'm sure they'll have to field a million questions, but
yeah.
But it was also nice to
comes with
see.
the territory.
It was nice to see a lot of enthusiastic developers on stage.
Yeah.
Ikumi Nakamura, the developer, apparently an
Yeah.
artist. She'd done art for Okami and Bayonetta, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Has worked with Mikami for a long time. This is my quick Twitter research during the show. And just her enthusiasm for the Ghostwire project definitely helped.
Ken has got competition with her on stage for sure.
That earnest, sort of pride in your work coming through, and I saw that from a number of their developers there.
Like, great female developer. It's like someone new, a new face up there, right?
Yeah.
Which is great because we get some of the same people again and again.
Right.
But yeah, no, I thought you said overall like a pretty polished, tight press conference, and Steven mentioned before the fact that Bethesda can do an hour 15 at Bethesda is pretty amazing. When Xbox has 60 games from almost the entire industry, and that fills almost I mean a little bit longer, but it's still like around the same amount of time. So it was a pretty good showcase, I thought, from them overall.
And I don't feel misled either. And the games that I know nothing about, Ghostwire and Deathloop, I'm curious about them, but in a good way. I don't feel like, oh, you didn't tell me enough. I just can't wait.
Well, you want some mystery.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I like that.
I like the Xbox Smart, like Elden Ring. It's like you don't really know that much about it, but it's like you're curious, right?
Right.
And that's part of the fun of this is like
And if somebody's been gaming for 45 years, right? That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the new. I'm interested in the team.
Game for 45 years?
Yeah, I've been gaming for since I was a baby. I
was
guess,
gonna say, I'm like
Atari 2600 got put in front of me when I was 3 years old, and I wasn't good at it, but I was playing.
You got me beat there, bro.
Right. But I've been playing games my whole life, and I want something new and unique. And we saw that with was a Time Loop.
Deathloop.
Ghostwire, and then even some of the innovation they're doing with their existing franchises, like the battle mode for Doom Eternal. Let me be the bad guy. That sounds amazing. Let me be the DM and create my. That sounds incredible.
Yeah,
very innovative.
Nice to see new games. I would point out though, almost every game there is a shooter. That we saw. I mean, I took some photos of the LA Convention Center, put them up on Twitter and on the site yesterday, and people were remarking every poster is somebody with a gun.
Yeah.
There is still a thing with gaming where it's like, can we explore a few more ways to interact than just shooting everybody?
Right.
I love a shooter as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
But there is something of, okay, good concept with a gun, good concept with a gun, a little bit of that. Also, though, I would look at this conference as something of an indicator of which trends and which things are fads and which are not. We see continued support for the Switch from Bethesda.
Yep.
I think the Switch is here to stay, but no mention of VR. Kind of another worrying sign about VR.
That's true, because Bethesda is one of the early big supporters of VR.
Yeah, I mean, the best VR product right now might be the Oculus Quest, and they're in sort of a death rival with Bethesda.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be supporting that platform. And then we see them getting on board the streaming thing, which is so controversial because a lot of people don't think they want the Stadia type streaming experience. And we see.
Well, no, I did that
Bethesda.
poll on Twitter where it's like 60 or 70% of the people in the poll basically said they had like zero interest in what Stadia represented them. And I think part of it, I'm a little more progressive on it, is I think there's something obviously interesting there, but it's like until you try it, you said there's that trepidation of like you don't want to lose your control of your games and your console and your software.
When it all comes down to streaming, the biggest complaints I hear from my audience is number one, I want to own my games. I just came from a retro gaming convention yesterday where people are buying $50, $60 copies of old NES cartridges. Those people very
most
much
people
care about
download
it,
all their
right?
games now anyways, right?
Right, exactly. But
It's like-
I'm already past that point where everything is a digital license for me anyway. So the ability to not have to wait to download it, the ability to jump right in as soon as I purchased it, or got me code. That's a future I'm interested in, but I don't know that somebody in my audience can. And I think when it comes to Stadia or any of the competing services that Xbox, PlayStation, Bethesda, anybody else wants to do, it's going to come down to consumer pricing as well. If it's a Netflix model, they're going to love it. Right. If it's a monthly fee similar to Xbox Live or similar to PlayStation Gold, then also having to purchase the game but never owning it, I see a lot of people bucking in that area. So it really all comes down to consumer pricing, I think, 90% of it.
Agree. All right, so how would we grade Bethesda overall, Stephen, compared to everything else?
Pretty good. I mean,
A, B, C, D?
B plus, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards an A, B plus, A. You know, the only thing that could have made it A plus, like home run, would have been, of course, more Elder Scrolls. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you can't get everything. I didn't want everything. I think what we got was great, and like I said before, it makes you want more, and sometimes that's more important than getting everything.
Sure. Yeah. No, there's an art of sort of teasing you with things.
I'm a harsher critic.
Yeah.
And I feel like to spend a lot of time on mobile, and I was hoping it would be more for your more core gamer.
Yeah.
There's parts of that presser I was just kind of like looking at my phone. So I feel like if Xbox earlier today was a B plus, this is probably a C plus. But that's kind of what I expected from Bethesda this year. I wanted them to play it safe. I wanted them to show us IPs we wanted, and I wanted them to. You know, it seems like they continue to focus on mobile because they know that's the future. They know that's where the money is. And I'm glad we're still getting support of this core gamers as well, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now that we're, through day one of these press conferences. There's some stuff coming the next few days, but still, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be that big surprise game. I mean, maybe Nintendo will have something on Tuesday. There's Avengers tomorrow from Square that people haven't seen. Maybe Ubisoft has, I think you guys reported there's some rumors that Ubisoft has a couple new things to reveal, right?
Yeah, and they're like, I mean, Bethesda, I would say, is kind of effectively emulating what Ubisoft does, which is nurture their existing franchises better than they had before, but also introduce some new ideas. And so I think people can count on Ubisoft to deliver some surprise. And Nintendo's always good for some sort of, exciting things. I still feel like there's some good E3 to come over the next couple of days, despite the fact that we don't have Sony to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, best of show, what people ultimately talk about. And out of all the Bethesda stuff, Doom obviously will be playable, but all that new stuff, it's like you're not going to play that. You're not going to play Elden Ring. You're not going to play Halo from Xbox. Even Gears, I don't think the campaign's even here. It's just that new Escape.
The co-op Escape. Yeah, I played it. It's good.
Is it good? Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll check that out soon, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff.
As always, we're going to head on over now because you heard what we think, but what does the internet think? Well, Megan, you've been tracking all the feedback on all things Bethesda.
I've been tracking the web.
What are the peeps saying?
They got a lot to say. Joe says Bethesda is bringing the heat tonight, and he was definitely right. It was quite a spicy event. Legacy was so stoked about the NPCs in Fallout 76. Like, genuinely so happy and so excited, saying that it's going to be game-changing, and they can't wait for the fall to happen. So, hey, I like that positivity. Whoever's the guy screaming at the Bethesda show at E3 2019, I love you. Please attend every E3 event. That was probably Jeff. He snuck away for a little bit. Might have been him. Let's see. The elegance with which Todd Howard blew through Fallout 76 here is legitimately impressive. Focused on the good, took a hit a little, but kept going. That's Bethesda. They can recognize if they didn't do something right, and they'll make it right. They're just good like that. Ghostwire Tokyo seems dope. Looking forward to it. This was amazing. Up until the ramen. And also this lady wins the Bethesda show. How incredible is this? Love this moment. All right, guys, thanks.
For David and Jason to tell us all about everything B3. You guys have a very busy E3 ahead, but right now we're going to take a look at a trailer from B3, so check it out.
I bet you're wondering what became of our Vault Hunters. After the death of Handsome Jack and the fall of Hyperion,
The Crimson Raiders set their sights beyond the stars. Of course, sometimes when you're busy looking forward, you forget to what goes back.
Time to change the world.
Oh crap!
This isn't over yet. Just tell me where to point this sumbitch. No!
All right, and that was the new DLC. This is so cool that you guys have DLC playable today in Borderlands 2, which is going to lead into B3, right?
That is right, because we aren't too bright. We decided to do a DLC on top of a major game release.
Insane. All right, well, people are playing that right now, probably streaming it and checking it out. So we'll look forward to that. But of course, E3 is all about Borderlands 3. Guys, we saw a little bit of a trailer in Xbox revealing a new Hunter. And you guys have a big booth here, I know. Lots of people playing it, leading up to the big launch this fall. So what's new from Borderlands 3 at E3 this year?
So you just talked about Mose.
Yeah.
Mose is a character. She has a big mech that comes down that she can summon. We call that Iron Bearer. That Iron Bearer has, one of the things we've done is we've worked on action skills for all of our Vault Hunters to have multiple action skills and not just one.
Yeah.
So with Iron Bearer, we have hard points, and you can see that we can equip like flamethrowers, we can equip miniguns, missile launchers, right? So it's got a little bit of everything for everyone who likes a mech.
My God, yeah, there's so much to this game. We're looking at some brand new footage that you guys were kind enough to capture for us of the game. So, knowing that it's coming this soon, it's amazing what you guys have been working on for a number of years around this. And coming out of the reveal, I think a lot of fans were just curious about, the depth of the experience. What can you tell us about, what you've revealed so far in terms of how much more there is to reveal leading up to September launch?
We have really just, and I mean this seriously, we really just scraped the surface. We've talked about like movement and things like that. You can see some of the movement abilities like handling and stuff like that. But we haven't talked much about artifacts, for instance. And artifacts actually can enhance your movement. So you can slide and then you can, blow things up when you slide. So there's just a lot to still talk about.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so we've looked a little bit too. You talk about places. You're asking what's new. In the reveal event, we were kind of returned to Pandora, where we saw there the Children of the Vault, the new kind of cult of bandits taking over. Right. We also looked at Promethea, the big city planet there, and as well, one thing that we're showing off on in E3 is Eden 6, a brand new planet full of swamp. In fact, here's a little Eden 6. Is this Eden 6 here?
No, this is still.
Oh, this is still more on
Pandora.
Pandora.
Yeah.
We'll get a look at that. It was in the trailer today.
Yeah.
You'll see some other things with Eden 6. 3 new places. We're off Pandora, looking at the universe.
Yeah. Right. And I know Mo's got this, it's like a mech suit kind of thing, right?
Right, that's Iron Bear.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier. Yeah. She can call that down, when her cooldown runs off. I kind of think of it as the, oh crap button. See, I cleaned that up. But, so,
it's okay. We're on the internet. You can say whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah. So as we play through the game, you mentioned some of the sort of different gameplay, slides, climbing, whatnot. Tell us about sort of some of the gameplay methodology or techniques for B3.
Yeah, so one of the things I think with BL2 that we were looking at is like, how do you improve it? What are you really doing? And the moment-to-moment gameplay was really important to us. That includes things like, how we auto-aim, help players auto-aim, sliding, moving. It was one of the big things that we hope, like, nobody should ever really talk about. We just want people
to
works and be in there to have fun and feel like, hey, this feels great. If somebody says it feels great, then we've hit our goal there.
Exactly. Shift codes were a big thing, obviously. What can you tell us about how that's going to expand for BL3?
Yeah, we're definitely starting where we left off. I mean, we already teased a little bit at the reveal event that there's a golden key chest on Sanctuary, which is the ship that's our hub of the game. So you're going to have some of that again, and further, Paul, right?
Yeah, there's going to be more to that later on. I mean, I don't want to get into the details. That may be a little pedantic, but yeah. So a little bit of a teaser for later. There'll be more even to the golden chest.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be the great hunt for the golden chest, I guess, right? Let's talk about the characters. So that's one of the things people love about this world. Obviously, the art style and the gameplay, but such amazing characters from Tiny Tina, my personal favorite, on down. But what can you tell us about the storyline for Borderlands 3 and obviously some returning characters, but some new ones too?
So we start off in Pandora, as we saw on the. We have to start in the familiar place.
Yes.
But there's a new threat. For the first time ever, the bandit clans have been merged together by these kind of very self-important this set of twins called the Calypso twins, Troy and Tyrene Calypso. And they've whipped them up into a cult-like frenzy, and they've also got their hand on that vault key, that last thing that we saw at the end of Borderlands 2. And so Lilith sends you immediately on a mission, you the new Vault Hunter, to go get that back. And that's going to send you on a planet-hopping arc across the universe of Borderlands to chase down the Calypsos, to meet new friends and new enemies, and to try to get that vault key back and hopefully open a vault or two.
Right. One of the fun bits about the Calypsos is that they're streamers. We love streamers, but it's just that little play on like, what's the worst kind of streamer you can imagine?
Imagine if a streamer militarized their fame.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you guys always like that. That's people love about Borderlands, that sort of tongue-in-cheek humor that you guys have, tied to with amazing characters, and just right from that reveal trailer that Mikey cut, it's just so kind of like over the top and fun, and that's what people can expect. So I have no doubt that you guys are playing and having fun with sort of culture in general, but also at the end of the day, still having such an amazingly in-depth shooter, which I think is what people want with that depth of the experience. So, from a scale perspective compared to Borderlands 2, it feels much bigger, but can you give us a sense of how much more is there this time around?
Bigger.
Yeah, okay.
Bigger.
That's fair.
I think that's a good thing. I also think it's not just about the size of or the missions or anything else. Yeah. It's about what you can do in there.
Yeah.
We have these things we call challenges, crew challenges, that as you're going and exploring, like for instance, we have this thing where you're trying to sabotage the radio announcements. It's kind of like a hint to Tokyo Rose, right? Yeah. Where you're trying to take down their radio broadcast and put it to Lilith's radio broadcast. And these are just little things that exist in the map. We have a fog of discovery is what we call it, so you can see where you've been. Right. And so it's just for people to be able to explore everywhere and find little things here and there to go do.
Yeah, what I love about that is in Borderlands 2, those would have just been side missions. We still have side missions in Borderlands 3, and we've added crew challenges and other places to explore and other things to lock. So not only is the world bigger, but there's a lot of different ways to experience the world and get in there. So it's bigger in almost every way.
Yeah, well, I got to say, it's amazing what you guys have done with this franchise, and everyone's been patiently waiting for Borderlands 3, and that's why it's great. You announce it, and it's coming out this year, so we don't have to wait much longer. So play the DLC tonight, I guess.
Yes.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And to get ready for Borderlands 3.
That's right.
Coming September, right?
September 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, Borderlands 3. I'm sure it's going to be a busy summer back at Gearbox.
It will be, yes.
Can't wait to see what's next.
Right.
All right, well, guys, thanks for kicking off E3 with us. Look forward to everyone playing it over at the booth this week, and we'll be seeing much more of it. But right now, we've got some exclusive gameplay footage to the new first-person survival horror game. You saw it revealed earlier today in the Xbox press conference, Blair Witch. Check this out.
That's the guy from the campsite. Shh. Quiet, boy. We're not alone here. Stay here, boy.
All right, that was an extended first look at Blair Witch, and hopefully you don't scare easy because we've got the Bloober team here, writer Basia and production lead Mashik here to talk about Blair Witch from Bloober team. Guys, this was a big surprise in the Xbox press conference. I think we all saw it. We're like, oh, is this a new Resident Evil? What could it be? And then revealed to be Blair Witch, which, you know, we all remember from back in the day. But we'll get into the game, but I'm curious, like, how did this even come about that you guys are making a Blair Witch game?
Yeah, so basically it started with us and Lionsgate knowing each other even deeper. And at that time, Lionsgate was looking for someone who could make a game in Blair Witch lore. So it just, just came up.
Wow. And when you guys said, Blair Witch, obviously an iconic IP, but what was the kind of game that you wanted to make with Blair Witch? Because it could kind of go anywhere, right? It's more of a concept than a
Lionsgate gave us a lot of freedom. They gave us a lot of support, but also let us do what we do best, which is psychological horror. And this isn't just based on a movie. It's more our own take as Bloober on how the Blair Witch can be expanded.
Wow. So let's get into sort of the gameplay. I think a lot of people are wondering, is there combat in this game?
Yeah, there is, but it's not a conventional type of combat because we thought that it's not really fitting to Blair Witch cinematic universe because you want your character to feel vulnerable. So we basically gave the main protagonist way of fending off creatures, but it's not like conventional type of weapon like shotgun or sword.
Can you pet the dog?
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, and
one of my favorite Twitter.
Yes. And I totally believe that it's an important feature in the end because it allows you to convey your emotion towards the dog. It's so cute and sometimes it's helping you, right? So you want to be able to we are able to communicate that we are very pleased with you.
The dog pet. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew I'd get a dog pet exclusive. All right. That's fun. So you said it feels like it's a very experiential game where it's like, not a walking simulator, but it's one of those ones where it's like there's a lot of kind of exploration as part of it, but also certainly, some horror, psychological thriller elements. We saw even in the trailer, it's like feels like the flashlight and sort of like darkness is going to play a big role in this game, right?
Right. I mean, there are a lot of mechanics we added to the game that not to just make it about walking and experiencing the horror. There's also a few puzzles and so on.
Yeah, basically we wanted to base the game on what we already did. So on Layers of Fear, for example, that I think we established what we think that psychological horror should look like.
Yeah.
But we also want to expand on it to just try to always do better and do more stuff for our players.
Yeah.
So we developed a few new mechanics for this game. So, for example, you have Bullet, who is a fully fledged, AI, the first one that we did ever. You have your camcorder that you can see right now on the screen, which will help you solve some puzzles during the game.
Interesting. Okay.
And also, what you said before. So, for the first time in our games, you have ways of fighting monsters.
Wow. Well, it looks really cool, and we don't have to wait long, right? It's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. Right?
Yeah, it will be released on 30th of August.
Wow.
Yeah, this year. So it's like 2.5 months.
Okay, and what platforms is coming to? Obviously Xbox, right?
Yeah, Xbox and PC for now.
Xbox and PC, all right, coming out at the end of August. Blair Witch. Well, it's cool to see you guys teaming up with Lionsgate. They've got cool lineup here. They got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick Hex. They've got Blair Witch. Like cool development. Got the John Wick X. Like, you know. 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 Got the John Wick X. Like, you know.